Or somebody comes along to the house, it's a combat kit. That's a very, very, very strong topic, man. Combat kit, Bible thumpers, Christians like, Is it, can I borrow this, sister? Can you say no? Can you say no? Sir, can I borrow this? I'll read it and give it back to you. Finish, it's gone. Now when the enemy comes to your door, you're helpless. That licensed revolver you had, you give it to somebody else. It's a licensed revolver, give it away. So what you do now, you have this book affixed in your Bible in the front, inside cover, you glue it. The glue is given to you. You glue the book like this. See how it's done? Glue it there, that it doesn't get lost. If you lose the whole encyclopedia, the Bible. So whoever gets it, he gets everything. Glue it. The glue is also provided. You apply the glue to the back of the book, and then you stick it on. Apply the glue, yes, to the cover itself or to the back of the book. Yeah, oh, he who goes a borrowing goes a sorrowing. Don't spare the glue. Don't spare the glue. Use it liberally so it doesn't come off. Is there permanently fixed. Lose the book, lose the whole Bible. That's it. That's it. That's it. And inshallah, the glue is also good. It's high quality stuff, Now on the opposite of this book, on the top, put your name and address. Make it personally your own copy. When you grow old like Ahmed Deedat, then you can say, hey, Mr. Deedat, he gave us a lecture, whether you like it or not, but this is the book that he gave us, whether you like it or not. Make it personally your own copy. Remembering this morning, Saturday the 6th of March 1993. Your name and your address. That makes personally your own copy. The booklets are yours to take away, as well as the Bible. The only thing you leave behind is the red pen and the tube that you leave behind for future classes. Now, at the bottom of page 14 and 15, open again. Page 14 and 15, open again, page 14 and 15. At the bottom, see here, at the bottom, write incest between mother and son. A nice bold handwriting right across from one end to the other. Incest between mother and son. Beta or ma. Ma beta. And put down P32 means page 32. P32 means page 32. So you don't have to start fumbling for chapters, 35. You're looking for 35 and you've gone into Exodus and you're looking for still 35 and you find it's not what you're looking for. P32. 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 Found it? Page 32. Everybody got it? Page 32. Right on the top, just like this. Incest between mother and son. Incest between mother and son. Page 32, page 32. Incest between mother and son. And circle verse 22. On page 32 you find there verse 22. Look at this here, circle it like that. Circle it like that. Circle it. Page verse 22, circle it. Page 32. Verse 22. Circle it. And at home when you have a highlighter, you can highlight it. You can highlight what you have written also. Make it a nice color-coded Bible. Attractive. Attractive instrument to use. Circle it. Verse 22. We have missed out on page 15 something. On page 15 we missed out. Go back to page 15. Go back to page 15. Page 15, go back to page 15 and circle, outline this. Verse 30, see that verse 30 to 36. 30 to 36, circle that. 30 to 36, circle that. 30 to 36. This is the whole story of Lot and his two daughters. Circle that. Verse 30 to 36. And if you have a highlighter, highlight it at home. You know, make it look nice and brilliant. And underline some of those important words. Underline them. At home. And take the trouble. Find a little time, spare time. Just go over the whole chapter. At home. So you have the whole mental picture of what is going on. What is going on. As we have a mental picture of those verses. So guys, what's the context? Is the context it says itself that the father and the daughters are in a cave. As a Lut alayhi salam. And in the cave the eldest daughter has an idea, brainwave, that look, our father is old. And there's not another man on earth who can come in unto us in the manner of all the earth, means what human beings do. There's not another guy to do it to us. So come, let us make our father drink wine and we will lie with him. This is this Bible language. The modern version says, and have intercourse with him. See, we have quoted that. The one that was read was from the New Modern Translation. They call a spade a spade. Here, they're using flowery language. We will lie with him, maybe to make him warm, that we may preserve the seed of our father, preserve the seed of our father, baap ka beej bachayenge, to have child by our father, have to preserve the seed of our father. So the eldest daughter does it. Then the next night she tells the youngest, look, I did it last night, you go and do this tonight also. So they make the father drink once more, get him drunk, and the younger daughter goes and sleeps with the father. And thus, just like that, both the daughters of Lot were with child by the father. Incest, children of incest. And they are a blessed people in the Bible. The children of Lot, through his daughters, are a blessed people. When the Jews went out into into Palestine, out of Egypt, they were commanded by God to kill the Palestinians, men, women, and children. Nothing was to be spared, not even sucklings, little babies in the mother's arms. Kill them all. Nothing that breathes must live. Even donkeys were not spared. So, but the Ammonites and the Moabites thou shalt not touch. Don't disturb them. Don't harass them, because they are the children of Lot through his daughters. Father and daughters having sex, producing bastard children, they are blessed in the Bible. So what's the moral? The Palestinians kill them. Even sucklings are not to be spared. But the Ammonites and the Moabites, each daughter had an Ammon and Moab. They became the Ammonites and the Moabite, two tribes. And these tribes are not to be touched. Don't disturb them, because they are the children of Lot through his daughters. What's the moral? I said, what's the moral? If there's no moral, it's immoral. If there's no moral behind a story, then it's immoral. It's a waste of time and filth and dirt in a book of God, pornography. When I was young, I was looking for the Arabian Nights and the unexpurgated edition. I read it. I didn't know for 2 and 6. This Bible was available for 2 and 6. I could have got all that, and I could have, with prestige, as I'm reading the Bible, I'll be reading all the pornography that is in here. All the pornography. George Bernard Shaw, the British playwright, he said the most dangerous book on earth, keep it under lock and key, this book, is not to be allowed to get into the hands of your children. But they want to push it down your throat. They come into your house, they want to push it down your throat, because you don't know. And they're catching fish. The Christians are catching fish with this. They have perverted. I think, look, let them, best thing is next Saturday for them, because you can never catch up. You can never catch up. Next Saturday, 10 o'clock. But be a little before 10. Because you can never catch up. Am I right? You can never catch up now. You have to wait for 2 persons. No, it's not fair. It's not fair to anybody. So George Bernard Shaw is the most dangerous book on earth. Keep it under lock and key. The Plain Truth magazine, Christian magazine, it says, many a censor will give it an X rating. It's not fit for children. And you'll see why as we proceed. This is father and daughters, then son and his mother. Read it, somebody. Verse 22. Read it. Read it. Verse 22. One of my sisters. Read it, sister. You know, like it came to pass, like once upon a time. Like telling you a story now. Yes, once upon a time. It came to pass. Who is Israel? Yaqub alayhi salam. See, his title was changed to Israel, the soldier of God. Yaqub alayhi salam. He had 12 sons, and they became 12 tribes. The Bani Israel, the children of Israel. Israel is Yaqub, Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. Yes, when Israel dwelt in the land. Right. Right, mashallah. Right. So, Reuben, his elder son of Yaqub alayhi salam, he goes and sleeps with his mother, his father's wife. What is your father's wife to you? Your mother. Your father's wife is your mother. Whether you call her stepmother or what, she is still your mother. So this guy, the elder son of Yaqub alayhi salam, he goes and has sex with his, intercourse with his mother. And Israel heard it. You know, they told him, they said, look, your son, he enjoyed your wife. And the guy, he didn't even get angry, he didn't even spit. You know, says, you know what man normally does. When you hear a thing like that, my son doing that to me, You know, I'll blow my top. Even if I'm old and decrepit, I can't even punch or slap him, but my tongue, you know, what I'm going to say, you know. My blood pressure will go up, my heartbeat will go up. But Israel heard it. Nice, cool. This is what your elder son did it to your wife, to his mother. And he heard it. Sunlia. Finish. Finish. Yes.
The terminology concubine used over here
yes.
is a little misleading.
Right.
One associates with just a free-associating woman.
Right.
And here the question of mother-in-law.
Right.
Was this concubine his wife?
Right. Right. You see, Jews, they have played fast and loose. Like Bibi Hajara. They say Sarah was his wife and Hajara was his concubine. I mean, a woman that he has kept. So did your religion allow you that? No, no. If it did, because Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, he couldn't be committing adultery with another woman. Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salam in the Bible, he said he had 700 wives and 300 concubines with whom he had sex with all. So was he committing adultery with those 300? Could he be? No. No. This was allowed in the system. So now, this is they call second grade of wife. But in the Holy Bible, you'll find in this reference that I have given you, you'll find Keturah. Keturah, look for K now. In the index, see in the index, look for Keturah, K, Keturah. In the index, right at the beginning of this booklet, right, it says page 23, Keturah, 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 page 23. Like you see, by asking questions, you're getting something. Otherwise, you wouldn't have got this. I mean, I would have left it to you in your own spare time. If you had the chance, you would have come. Keturah, page 23. Got it? Keturah. Right. The first reference is that, then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah. That's the third wife of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He had Sarah, he had Hajara, and now Keturah. Read that. Then it says here, Keturah being the wife of Abraham. This is in the Bible, Genesis chapter 25 verse 1, supposed to be written by Moses. This is supposed to be the Torah, in which it says Keturah is the wife of Abraham, his third wife. Keturah being the wife of Abraham is being contradicted in the same word of God, that is the Bible, in 1 Chronicles chapter 32, 1 Chronicles chapter 1 verse 32, where Keturah is described as Abraham's concubine. Right? So Musa alayhi salam said he was his wife, and whoever wrote the book of Chronicles in the Bible, same Bible, he was his concubine. So if concubine and wife does not mean the same thing, there's another contradiction in the Bible. What was she? Was she his wife or concubine? If it means the same thing, you say, look, concubine means the same thing, and wife means the same thing, then there's no problem. Otherwise, there is an extra contradiction in the Bible, because one man, inspired by God, Musa alayhi salam, he said he was his wife. And that guy, an unknown writer, the book of Chronicles is an unknown author, he said she was his concubine. Is that a contradiction? If it is, then this is not the book of God. Another proof is not the book of God. Otherwise, we have to admit that wife and concubine mean one and the same thing. Right? Solomon alayhi salam had 700 wives and 300 concubines with whom he could have had intercourse. Was he committing adultery with 300? Solomon alayhi salam, Dawud alayhi salam. Every prophet of God had more than one wife. The second wife, if she is a concubine, is committing adultery? No. So that's his wife. It's just a type of label that you want to apply. Like a londi hai londi, rakhi hui hai, whatever. Is she his wife? Was it legal? Sexual relationship between the two, was it legal in the sight of God and the sight of the Bani Israel? He said yes, it was legal. So his wife, she is his wife. Concubine and wife mean one and the same thing. Right, get back to page 32. Page 32. Back to page 32 in your Bible, and at the bottom right, in bold handwriting, right through across the 2 pages, incest between father-in-law and daughter-in-law. Incest between this is a specialized book on incest. If you want to know the types and types of incest that exist, you'll find it in the Holy Bible. And they say Muhammad copied the Quran from the Bible. There's not one of these things I find in the Quran. Incest between father-in-law and daughter-in-law. Right, in big writing across. Father-in-law and daughter-in-law, right at the bottom. Incest between father-in-law and daughter-in-law. And write down P35, page 35. So easy reference, you see. Instead of looking for chapters and verses, easy reference. Page 35. Page 35. Page 35. Page 35. Page 35. Page 35 and verse 15. Verse 15. Start reading. You, brother. Yes, you read loudly. Verse 15 on page 35. Read, read, read. Read, I said read. Verse 15, page 35, man, please. You can't find page 35. How are you going to give battle to the Nasara? Huh?
Okay. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot because she had covered her face. Verse 16.
Yeah, carry on, yes.
And he turned unto her by the way and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law.
Read on.
And she said, What wilt thou give me, thou mayest come unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet and thy bracelets and thy staff that is in mine hand.
In thine hand.
In thine hand.
Aha.
And he gave it to her, and came unto her, and she conceived by him.
Right, now you got the whole picture. You see, the story is chapter 38. At home you are going to read it. But now you circle these verses 15 to 18. Just circle them like this here. Just circle them in red. 15 to 18, circle them. Circle them. 15 to 18, just circle them. And you can an arrow coming down from the shh. Arrow coming down from the top. Shh. 15 to 18, circle the verses. And she conceived. Father-in-law and daughter-in-law now. They have sex by the roadside. And she conceived, means she became pregnant. And you read further, when you read further, it will tell you that in 3 months' time, naturally, if a woman is pregnant, it becomes apparent. 3 months' time. And she's carrying twins, is more apparent. Carrying 2. So the abdomen will be double the size. So the old man gets the news. Now the story is chapter 38. You must read the whole chapter. Very interesting. You don't have to look for Arabian Nights, the unexpurgated edition. You have it in your house now. The Arabian Nights. You read it, read it. It's nice to know in this book of God, the holy book, what's holy about that. So it starts, chapter 38 starts, that Judah, the father of the Jewish race, from whom we get the word Judaism, Judea, Huda. Judah is Huda, Yahudi, all the words come from this word Judah, one of the sons of Yaqub alayhi salam. He had 3 sons, Onan and Shelah. That's what you will read in chapter 38. And was big enough to get married, so the old man gets her daughter-in-law by the name of Tamar. But something does, the Bible doesn't say what, which God didn't like, so God killed him. So what's the lesson? You do anything that God doesn't like, he can punish you, he can destroy you. That's a moral. Then the old man, according to Jewish custom, he said, look, if one brother dies, leaves no offspring, then his name will perish. No more. That name, Deedat, is no more. So now the second brother takes his widow to wife. He has sex with her, doesn't get married, no nikah ceremony performed, but as a duty, religious duty. So he tells his second son, Onan, he says, you go in and do your brother's wife and beget child by her, so the name of the deceased can carry on. Uska naam mit nahi jaave. His name does not perish. Otherwise, no more that Er's name will be finished from this earth. No more children left. So according to that, Onan, he goes into his brother's wife. And at the most critical juncture, he spills his seed on the ground. So God kills him also. It's called onanism. In the dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, you'll find the word onanism. Technically, it's called coitus interruptus. But God kills him also. Why? Because he was supposed to do a certain job of work, which he didn't do. Heartily, he should have done it, but he spills his seed on the ground, so God kills him also. So now the old man tells his daughter-in-law, he said, look, you go and stay at your father's house until the third fellow is grown. And when he's big enough, I will call you, so he can perform his duty. But the old man, conveniently, he forgot. Conveniently, it suited him, because he had lost 2 sons, account of this witch. This woman is a witch. You know, old people, this is a witch. Do mera beta ko khage. He had 2 of my sons, this woman here. So he says, the third fellow might also go, same way. So conveniently he forgot, and the third fellow is grown up and he gets him married. And that woman is grating. So she want to take revenge on this father-in-law of mine. So she gets the news that her father-in-law was going to Timnat, don't worry about the name, to shear his sheep. So she says, right, I'll fix up the old man, the rascal. Yeah? So she goes and sits by the roadside, on the road, to Timnat, and the old man is game. He sees this woman sitting by the roadside, say, allow me to come in unto thee. Let me have sex with you. So she said, what will you give me? He said, I'll give you a goat kid. He said, what guarantee is that I will give it? You have sex, you enjoy yourself, and you go away, and you might not send the goat kid. What guarantee is there? So what guarantee do you want? He said, your signet, your ring, and your bracelet. They used to wear bangles those days. And your bangle, and your star, Asa, of Musa alayhi salam. So the old man gave it to her, and he had sex with his daughter-in-law. And she became pregnant straight away. The 2 sons failed. This old man, one hit, twins, 2 at a time. And 3 months' time, he gets the news that your daughter-in-law has played the harlot. She's a whore. She's a bitch. You know, she's carrying a baby by whoredom. So he says, bring her, we'll burn her, the bitch.